Hello lovely people, how are you today? Welcome to day 6 of YouTube Lo-Fi Week. Today I will be doing a tag that I've seen just everywhere over YouTube in the last couple of weeks. It's the autumn book tag. There are 8 questions to this and I have them right here, so let's begin. What is your favourite thing about autumn? Well, usually in autumn it rains a lot. And when it rains, it floods. Which means that the bridge in my closest town, in which my school is, can sometimes be flooded and no one can get in or out of the town. So therefore no school. That's happened like numerous times before. The bridge has been inaccessible and no one can get in or out. It's actually quite funny when you think about it. What book on your shelves reminds you of going back to school or your school days? Well, I would show John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men here, but as you all know, it is currently somewhere in Madagascar. But instead I have the book that I studied alongside it, and that is Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare. Kind of an odd play to study when you're 14, I think it was at the time. It's one of his political plays, obviously, you know, Et tu, Brute, then fall Caesar, and whatnot. As you can see, this has been drawn on. I decided to put more blood on the stab wounds of Caesar, because I could. There are underlines and notes in this. Here it says, oh, here's actually Et tu, Brute, then fall Caesar. Here, there's the scene, oh, this is so exciting. Find a book on your shelf which has something autumn related on the cover. Well, my edition of George Eliot's Middlemarch has just a big autumn leaf on the cover of it. I haven't read this yet because it's about 850 pages long. And I don't really have time for an 850 page long novel at the moment, but you know, I will get around to this because it's Middlemarch and it's supposed to be absolutely brilliant. So yeah. Ooh. What is your favourite horror/Halloween story? Horror really isn't my genre, in film and in literature. I just scare very easily. I cannot watch horror films, really. People say that Hitchcock is a horror director. I don't find his movies, you know, horrors. I don't, like, see Psycho up there with, let's say, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something along those lines. But, you know, I do enjoy Psycho. My favourite Hitchcock film is The Birds. There's a great South Korean film called A Tale of Two Sisters, which literally no one has seen and is really fantastic. One of my favourite poems is The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. I have his short stories over there, which I need to read at some point. I recently read some short stories by Shirley Jackson. They can be counted as kind of psychological in a way. So yeah. What is your favourite horror film? Well, I just answered that one in the previous question. So yeah. Which book releases are you most looking forward to this autumn? Luckily, for me, the book that I've been looking forward to all year to coming out has actually come out, and I have it. It's Solo by William Boyd, the new James Bond novel. Guys, I've been waiting for so long for this. Oh my god, finally it's here. Bond is back. Oh, I can't wait to start this. I got it in the paperback, because this, even in paperback, this was €15. And the hardback was €20. And there's no chance in hell that I'm going to ever pay €20 for a book. People wonder why bookshops are closing. It's because, Jesus Christ, €20 for a book? What the hell? Which film releases are you most looking forward to this autumn? Most of you know that I love cinema, but sadly I live around one cinema and that's a half an hour's drive away, so most films I see come out like on DVD and then I see them. But of course, I've been most excited for Blue Jasmine, the new Woody Allen film. I've heard it's a good one. I mean, the last, what was it? To Rome with Love or something like that. It wasn't exceptional, but you know, Midnight in Paris I thought was fantastic, and then before that he did Vicky Cristina Barcelona and stuff like that. So yeah, he's brought out a new movie every year since 1990, which I just don't know how, but you know, I'm thankful because he's one of my favourite directors. But any other films? I was excited for Filth coming out. I'm quite a fan of Irving Welsh. Not really anything else. And finally, show 3 books that you're hoping to read this season. I have a feeling that if I actually show these in a video, then you guys will hopefully bully me into reading them, because I've had them for, you know, a while now, and I've been kind of like, yeah, you should really get around to them, so please bully me into reading these, because it's the only way that I'll learn. The first one is themed. I've had this on my shelf since about 3rd or 4th class. So what was that? Since I've been about 8. And that is Dracula by Bram Stoker, which has a gigantic ink stain on the cover of it. I don't know how that happened. Luckily it's only in the cover. But yeah, I don't think they even print Puffin Classics in this design anymore. I've had this for years and years and years. I've read Frankenstein, which I loved, and this has just massive writing in it. I think it's because it's marketed towards children even. I'm pretty sure this isn't a children's book, but yeah, Dracula, Bram Stoker, Irish author, so yeah, there's one. The next book that I'm planning on reading will be Down and Out in Paris and London by George Orwell. I haven't read that much Orwell, to be honest. I've read his that little essay that they brought out, Politics in the English Language, I think it was. I thought that was great. I really enjoy his writing. I know most people who go for, you know, Animal Farm 1984, which I have and I haven't read, but I really think I should start with his lesser known works, even though Down and Out was quite well known. It's only small, and I really want to read this because it seems really interesting. So yeah, Down and Out in Paris and London. And then finally, a book that I'm only reading mainly because my English teacher just won't shut up about it. I think she mentions it in nearly every single class, and I even bought it. And I was like, yeah, I have to read this now, because, oh my god, she just keeps on saying, read it, read it, read it, read it, and okay, I will. We need to talk about Kevin by Lionel Shriver. Made into a movie recently with, what's her name? Oh, damn it, I can't remember her name, Tilda Swinton. This, is, I think it's about a boy who goes on, like, a massacre through a school, or something like that. At least that's what she says it's about. The writing's a bit small for my liking, but, if this is anything like, let's say, The Book Thief, which is about the same size, I went through that in a week, and The Help, which has the same size font, and I went through that pretty quickly, so hopefully I'll go through this quickly. So yes, Dracula, Down and Out in Paris and London, and we need to talk about Kevin. Please bully me into reading those books, because I really need to. The autumn book tag, that was actually quite enjoyable. I tag you. So yeah, tomorrow, will I do a video for tomorrow? Does Lo-Fi Week end today or tomorrow? I don't know. I'll do one tomorrow anyway. So yeah. This week has been exhausting in every single way. It's Saturday now, so I actually have time to do these videos. So, yay! Lo-Fi Week. Books.